The Refine Edge command gives you the power to make incredibly accurate selections, particularly in tricky areas like the hair here where other tools might struggle. Now, it works by improving an existing selection, so I'm just going to make a quick selection here using the quick selection brush over the figure. And once that's done, we can either go to the Refine Edge button at the top there, or we can go to Select Refine Edge to bring up the Refine Edge options. Now we can go to the view options here, or we can hit F to cycle through different view modes. And in fact, I think the first view on black gives us a good idea of what's going wrong with our selection. And then let's move on to the edge detection settings here. And this is where the true power of Refine Edge lies. We can up the radius to increase the area of refinement along the edge. And to give you an idea of how this works, I'm going to check show radius. And at the moment, nothing's happening. But as we drag the radius slider upwards here, you can see an edge begins to appear. And the further we drag, the wider that edge becomes. So what we're doing here is increasing the area around that edge in which the command will look for the pixels that we want in our selection. And if I uncheck show radius, you can see how immediately the edge has become much smoother and nicer. And if we check smart radius here, then the tool becomes even clever and starts to analyze the different parts of the edge to figure out which areas need more radius and which areas need less radius. Now, if we zoom in closer to this side over here, you can see there are a few problem areas still remaining, and we can try and fix them using this tool here, the Refine Radius brush. This allows us to hand paint a radius along the edge here. And see, by painting over these gaps in the hair, we're able to exclude them from the selection. It's not perfect, but we can always fine-tune things later by adjusting the layer mask. Now, we also have these adjust edge sliders here. Smooth allows us to get rid of jagged edges, which doesn't really work for this particular image. Feather allows us to soften the edge for more of a transition like that. Contrast gives us a harder edge and more definition. And shift edge just allows us to push the pixels inwards or outwards like this. Now, in the output options down here, we have this handy function, decontaminate colors, and this allows us to fill in a fringe along the edge. And this is useful if your image is against a colorful background. Perhaps there might be some contamination along the edges, and the decontaminate colors option will help to get rid of that. And notice when we check it, the output switches here to new layer with layer mask. So let's hit OK to apply that. And this is the result, a new layer with a layer mask attached to it, and we've managed to create a really accurate cutout and pick up lots of these fine details in the hair here. Now, it might not be perfect, in which case you just need to highlight the mask thumbnail here, and you can paint with white to reveal or black to hide parts of that layer. And if you change the brush mode here to overlay, then the painting becomes easier because you don't need to be so precise. We can paint with white to reveal parts like this, and then switch to black and paint to try and hide some of the background here between the hairs. So this is all about just fine-tuning the overall effect until you're happy. So that's it. Give it a go and you'll be amazed at what Refine Edge can do for your selections.